Hey, everybody. Welcome to the post show for Passions Podcast. Did I say Passions Podcast?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Welcome to the Passion of the Christ.
You know how it ends, so you don't have to watch the
All right, the end. No, welcome to Passions Podcast post show. I'm Latara.
I'm Laura, and we're going to talk through Passions, episodes 205, 6 through 210. Yes.
Yeah.
And I think we should start with an email from Zach.
Yes, because we were supposed to do that last week, and I said it on the show last week. Like, we're going to do that in the post show. I said that a bunch of times. Where I was like, we're going to talk about it in the post show, and then I didn't. We didn't talk about it.
But we're going to do it now.
Yeah.
So thanks for your patience. He opens by... Basically, he shared an interview with Julian and Eve, played by Ben Masters and Tracy Ross. And he says, Masters is a one-liner machine. His smartass button is stuck in the on position, and it's wonderful. It was hard to narrow down, but I've attached some of the best passages below. And he starts off by actually talking about filming the scenes that we're watching right now, these scenes with Julian and Eve how they met. And so it's kind of perfect for where we are.
Yeah.
But I actually want to get to some of this stuff a little later on, where the interviewer says, what is a typical day on the set like for you? And Ben Masters says, you arrive around 6:30 a.m., rehearse, have makeup put on, and start shooting at 8:30 a.m. Perhaps you finish by early afternoon, or perhaps you work until late in the evening. Because I am one of the few who come to work knowing my lines.
Shade.
I am one of the few who shows up prepared to do my job. Yeah, the shade of it all. He says some of the other actors spend their time trying to learn their lines and looking very frightened, but not the lovely Eve Russell, though. Oh. Were they dating at this point?
I don't think so. But I did hear that they dated in real life, which I didn't know.
I was shook. We learned that on, I think, one of our IG
lives or something, yeah.
Because they seem very flirty, because Tracy says, because he compliments her, and then Tracy says, Ben pretty much summed it up. It's a pretty repetitive day as far as a standard day. The interviewer says, isn't it challenging memorizing all those lines? Do you do a lot of takes, or do you just have tips for memorizing? Tracy says, yes, it is challenging memorizing all those lines. You want to do as few takes as possible, so consequently you don't want to mess up. The fear of messing up is usually my motivating factor. Ben says, we usually get the scripts 4 to 5 days in advance, and I personally start working on them when I get them. So by the time the day comes where I have to shoot them, it's not a cramming of the words into my head that day. It's more natural that I try. It's a more natural thing that I try to do. It's hard work. You just have to take time and do it. We don't have teleprompters or cue cards. Some of the other soaps do.
Yeah. Oh, that is a lot. That's a lot to do in 4 days.
I mean, yeah, they're working like 4 or 5 days a week from 6:30 a.m. until like late into the night.
But like to get a script, oh my God, I'd be sick.
And memorize it. Yeah.
In 4 days. Oh my God. Of course, like I would be one of the people that shows up and doesn't know my lines. Like I would have tried. I would have tried. I can give those people some slack. 4 days and some of the actors have like a shit ton of stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like Teresa and Ethan and.
Well, and the lines are repetitive because you watch a story arc that lasts 3 months, but could be done in 3 days. And so they're repeating really similar lines.
Yeah.
So how easy is that to flip them? When we're doing shows, how easy is it to, get it wrong? Like if you're singing a Mozart something that goes on.
No, a fucking handle aria.
Yeah.
Oh
yes.
my God.
And each run is just a little bit different. You're like, wait, how did I ornament this? How did I decorate the da capo? Yeah.
The da capo. I fucked up on my singing recital heavy on a handle aria. It was the opening aria of my fucking recital.
What did you sing?
And I fucked what was it called? Ombra Cara. Have you ever heard of this aria?
No.
I couldn't sing it for you now if I wanted to because I never really learned it. I fucked it up. But you know what? My accompanist was amazing, and he just like vamped for me basically like whatever because I was fucking up all over the place. The person who was turning pages for me was like, "Yeah, I just didn't turn the pages." I fucked up so badly, and I fucked up so bad that it just like made me like, whatever. The rest of this recital is gonna be great compared to this bullshit, It actually, I like laughed in the middle of it, and I'm pretty sure it was like a somber aria.
You know it's bad when you laugh at yourself in the middle of your first piece.
And then the next piece was the piece I was actually the most terrified of, which is "Oh Had I Jubal's Liar."
Oh Jesus, yeah.
And I did it well because fuck it.
Yeah, because fuck it. You can't, when you're singing, I don't know if anyone here cares, but when you're singing those runs, you have to just fuck it.
Yeah.
You know,
Fuck
you have to believe you can do it and have fun doing it.
I had
Otherwise they won't come out.
Laura, I had already ruined my recital. I was convinced I wasn't going to graduate.
Aww.
I was like, oh, well, I guess I got to sing the rest of this fucking recital. Anyways, let's go on.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Okay, so the interviewer asks, what are your hobbies and interests? Do you watch yourselves on TV and keep up with the show? And Ben Master says, I personally like to play golf. I like wine. I like playing on the internet. Yes, I tape the shows and I watch them so I can see if I've finally gone too far. And I like to watch the stories because I have no other life. Tracy Ross says, I am a devoted Passions fan. She's a Passionista.
We gotta get some interviews with these people.
We do. She says, like any other, when it comes to watching the show, I like to read and I like logic puzzles. Oh, she likes puzzle boxes.
Just like Eve.
I like logic puzzles, and I too don't have much of a life outside of Passions and my son. That's pretty much it. Ben says, I've tried to add things to Tracy's life, but she won't let me.
Ugh. A thing. He's trying to add his ding-a-ling.
His thing.
His ding-a-ling to her life. He likes to play on the internet.
Well, I mean, the internet was brand new. He's playing Minesweeper.
That wasn't an
That's not an internet
game.
game. That's just a computer game.
You just play that right on your local system. My mom used to play the shit out of Minesweeper. She was so good at it.
I used to play the shit out of that 3D pinball.
The pinball. My mom was also hella good at that
yeah,
shit.
I got really good at that in solitaire.
Yeah.
I was super cool
in solitaire. And then when XP came out, they came out with the spider solitaire. Remember that?
I remember. Oh yeah, but I didn't like really play that one.
I liked that. I liked at the end when the cards were done, it would go like when
like a spider.
It was like the sound of the card shuffling again.
Oh,
and I just loved that. It was so satisfying to get to the end and be like, I won. I don't know, whatever. I had no life.
That's your version of ASMR. That's how you fall asleep at night, just listening to the shuffling of cards
on Spider Solitaire XP version
specifically. Yeah, 2002. Yeah. Okay, so the end of this interview, the interviewer says, Ben, I saw you in an episode of Touched by an Angel. I just wanted to say you did a great job on that show. Besides Passions, Touched by an Angel is one of my other favorite shows. Did you like working with the cast? And Ben says, thank you for the compliment. Yes, I liked working with them very much. I worked with Priscilla Presley, the actress who married Elvis Presley, and the other regulars. It was a really nice experience, and they pay a lot of money. But it was in Salt Lake City, and they don't drink. You have to join a club to have a beer.
Oh, my God.
I just love that. He's just so casually like, yeah, but fuck Salt Lake City.
They don't drink.
They
you have to join a club?
They shoot in Utah?
I mean, it was Touched by an Angel, so.
Yeah. Well, and so Zach says, and because Laura's probably never seen it, here's a description of Touched by an Angel. Thank you. I do not know the premise.
Really?
So here we go. A trio of angels travels the earth, inspiring people at crossroads in their lives to turn to God. But the angels aren't only teaching people. They are also learning lessons themselves. Mm-hmm. Tess, a more experienced angel, assigns Monica and sometimes Andrew, who is also the angel of death, to a case in each episode, usually with an eye not only toward helping the person, but to drive home a lesson to the angel as well. The people being assisted have no idea that their benefactors are angels, of course. But when the person's issue has been dealt with, the angels reveal themselves in a halo of light and reassure their charges that God loves them.
Yes. Laura, I don't know why I'm still so shocked every fucking time you don't know something. Like I had like legit shock on my face. I cannot believe you've never seen Touched by an Angel. But of course you have.
I've heard of it.
At least you've heard of it.
But I haven't seen it, and I certainly didn't know the premise. So thank you for succinctly telling me what it is.
I never liked Touched by an Angel. I never really liked that show. It was like a show that my grandma would like force us to watch.
It's all about God. So I guess that's why it's a Utah show. I wonder if the Mormons had something to do with it? Because I sound really basic, but there's a big
Maybe.
Mormon population in Salt Lake City, right?
Yeah, in Utah.
That's like headquarters.
Yeah, I think so. I think they think that like Jesus lived in Utah or some bullshit like that. Like
the white salamander
like,
letter and all
John
that shit.
Smith like met Jesus, and I'm saying a lot of bullshit that's probably really offensive.
You know what? If there are some Mormon listeners, please enlighten me. Or don't. Do what you want.
Yeah. I don't think any more devout Mormons listen to this show.
I don't think any devout people listen to this show. They'd probably get 15 minutes and be like, these bitches curse too much.
Too offended.
Too many F-bombs.
Far too offended. Okay. So, yeah. I don't know why I still get shocked that you don't know things, but yeah, you don't.
I don't know things. I know
That's
nothing,
okay.
Jon Snow.
You're learning.
I am.
I'm your angel.
Oh!
I'm teaching you.
What are you learning about yourself? Nothing.
What am I learning about myself?
Because it has to be a journey for your charge and yourself.
Right. But like the angels like learn about humanity.
Oh.
Like they have like a preconceived notion about humans.
Oh, okay.
Kind of.
Well, okay. I'm kind of like an alien human who's never seen TV.
That shit is crazy.
Look, I had no childhood.
That's okay.
Didn't go anywhere. Didn't go on overnight trips. Didn't watch television.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh,
you know what? Actually, I was thinking about that. So I was not allowed to go on overnight trips until I started doing like speech and debate competitions. And we did go on a couple overnight trips where like I had to room with my sister, and if I didn't, then we got in a lot of trouble.
Oh.
It like turned into a whole thing. Like we didn't realize it was going to be a problem, but then it became a problem.
It was like a 10 things I hate about you kind of situation where you couldn't go if your sister didn't go.
Yeah, and we had to stay in the room together. Because originally we were like, well, I want to stay with my friends, and she wanted to stay with her friends, because it would be like, you know, I think it was like 4 girls to a room, like 2 to a bed kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you know, we're in different grades, and so when my mom found out that my sister and I were not in the same room, she like threw a fucking fit.
Wow.
It's like we're in a hotel with other people with chaperones, and if you care that much, why don't you chaperone the trip?
That's a good question. All good questions. We're having a nice
having
little session here.
Having a little therapy session here.
Nice
but anyway,
here.
So I guess I did kind of lie, because I think by like my junior and senior year, when I was 17 and 18 years old, I was finally allowed to do like overnight things.
I think I did my first overnight trip in 9th grade. That's when the choirs started. When I was in choirs that went places overnight. So yeah. And then continued to do overnight trips. Yeah, for choir and shit. Yeah. Do we want to talk about anything on Passions?
Yeah, we probably should. We should probably talk about Passions.
What do you want to talk about on Passions?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Anything that sticks out?
That we didn't cover in the show? I don't know. I want to talk about, and it's weird now because I'm watching next week's episodes, and so I feel like I'm starting to conflate things, you know, and I don't want to do that, but whatever. Let's talk about Sheridan in Paris, and Roger and Pierre and Antoine.
You know what? The addition of Antoine is infuriating.
Infuriating. Ridiculous. Absurd. Sickening. Disgusting. I hate this. I hate it. I hate that they have written a scenario where these Parisian police are utterly incompetent. How is the best man on your force also the dirtiest possible cop?
Well, I feel like that's probably pretty standard.
It can't possibly be.
How many dirty police departments are there?
All police, well,
right? Thank you.
Listen, yes, but there's like, obviously there are great police officers.
Right.
And I don't think a great police officer would ever be a dirty cop. Like, I feel like someone who's actually really, really good at their job wouldn't be taking, or specifically a police job, wouldn't be taking money from the drug cartel to kill people.
Well, he is.
Antoine.
How is he the best cop on the force if 6 out of 10 of his people are dying? I mean, I guess he might not necessarily be protecting each and every one of them. He might just be feeding information to the bad guys. But yeah, it doesn't check out to me.
Yeah. And why how are Roger and Pierre just hanging out at the police station?
Because they're known to everyone who works there, and they don't care. I know Interpol is chasing these people down, and their photos are pasted everywhere, but like the police either don't notice or don't care.
Like that one cop that Luis is talking to, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
What do we say you said on the show? You said like officer. I think that's what you said. Officer.
Officer.
That like, is he dirty too?
Okay. He seems to be the chief of that
of
that department. I don't think he's dirty so much as incompetent. Which would explain why the dirty cops are more successful.
Yeah.
Because everyone else around them is just a fool.
They have written a scenario where the American comes in and saves the day.
Well, yeah.
And the French are just idiots.
Yeah.
I don't care for it.
Yeah, I mean.
I don't care for it. But
that was definitely the dream being peddled at the time, right?
Yeah.
America is the greatest country on earth.
At the time, always. Constantly.
Yeah, they're pushing hard.
Always. So yeah, Sheridan, how Roger and Pierre have not managed to kill Sheridan is beyond me. It's
Luis,
beyond me.
Super cop, superhero Luis.
They should have killed her episodes ago.
Yeah.
Many episodes ago. They had so many. Again, if I was Roger, Pierre would be dead. I would have killed him.
If I was Sheridan, Pierre would be dead.
Oh, for sure. I mean, if I was Sheridan, they'd both be dead.
Yeah.
But if I was Roger, for real, like I would have like buried him alive by now. Or
he
something.
already had the grave dug.
Because he sucks as a henchman. And Roger never has the gun in his hand. Pierre always has the gun and always misses. Keeps
Maybe
shooting.
that's how Roger keeps his hands clean. He's never the one holding the gun.
I mean, you can keep your hands clean all you want to, like in literally, I didn't hold the gun, but if you are the co-conspirator, you're still gonna get.
I mean, I know they're looking for him, so obviously he's being chased down. He's a criminal, but maybe that's how his thinking.
And you know what really does not check out for me is the fact that he has been so obsessed with killing Sheridan, because Sheridan had no fucking clue Jean-Luc was dead. Nobody even really knew that she was with Jean-Luc. Really, if it was a question, Interpol would have questioned her by now.
Look, it doesn't make sense, and I freely admit this, but I am just so tickled by the return of Roger.
I know you are.
I love it because it was just so ridiculous, and that they brought it back, and that they're scaling buildings, chasing her through the woods. They've got crooked police officers on their side. I mean, just to kill this one woman who looked at his face for, I don't know, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Didn't know his name. Preposterous, but I love it because look, that's passions. That's what this soap opera is.
The magic of passions.
The magic of passions is Sheridan constantly being kidnapped and held at gunpoint so Luis can save her.
Oh, you know,
because we love a damsel in distress.
Not this one.
No.
You know what else I do want to talk about? And this may surprise you. I want to talk about Charity. A gasp.
What? You want to talk about her premos?
I want to talk about this premonition where Kay marries Miguel and how happy it made me. Like, it was a nightmare for Charity, and I was giddy over it.
Well, you hate Charity.
I hate her.
I know you do.
I mean, I don't hate her, but God, she is so unbearable.
A goody two shoes is very boring to watch on TV, and they haven't fleshed her out at all. I just love Miguel. Like, that's it. You know what? No, she did. I did like how she spoke with Kay when they rescued Miguel. That was the first time she said anything of substance, but it was annoying when she's like, and I know he loves you like a friend. It's like, are you really that nice, or are you just trying to give your cousin an out so she doesn't feel dumb?
Right. And now that she's having like this premonition, it makes me wonder if she was just trying to be nice.
Yeah.
You know, and if this is just like also a manifestation of her own fears.
Oh, yeah.
That because she knows that Kay does love Miguel, and she does know that Kay and Miguel are really, really close.
This begs the question of, what are her premonitions? Are these visions of a possible future? Are these visions of the absolute future, unless she butterfly effect changes something? Or is this something from her own subconscious that's like manifesting in this way, like her own worries?
Yes, I think.
Like what is the nature of a Charity vision?
Because sometimes it does seem like based on Tabitha's reactions, it seems like Charity's visions are just absolute.
Mm-hmm.
But then it does seem like she can change the outcomes, like kind of like how Miguel didn't die, and so.
Well, he did. He came back to tell her
he loved her. That's true. That's true. He did die.
I think he did die.
He did die. Miguel is dead.
Ooh. I just popped my jaw.
Oh, no.
I was going, ooh, and I popped my fucking jaw.
Oh my gosh, falling apart.
Ooh, I am. No. The TMJ is real.
Oh. Yeah, so Charity, I don't know about her visions. I'm not sure. But also, some of her visions are just things that happened, have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Even, what's his name? Julian.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So I think it's a bunch of different things. I think she just has a lot of psychic energy.
Yeah. Her vision is like a historical document.
Yeah.
What is... Like everything else in the show, her visions are what they need them to be.
Yeah, exactly. They are what they need them to be in that moment for that storyline. Yeah. So the last thing I want to talk about, I think, is Chad and Whitney.
Oh,
Simone. Poor Chad. Whitney's treating him like shit, and he doesn't deserve it.
No, he's a nice guy.
Yeah, he's the best. He is the best of all these people. So I think I told Laura this earlier, but we're watching next week's episodes now, and Chad is basically the only person in the show who is not getting on my last fucking nerve right now. He's the only bearable person, and that's including Teresa. And I love Teresa.
Yeah. I mean, I like Teresa right now, but it's because we're doing less of her and more of Whitney.
Yeah.
And compared to Whitney, Teresa's doing great because Whitney is being so mean.
Unraveling. Just like she and her mother are unraveling in tandem, basically.
Well, it makes sense because she's so desperate to be like her mother, but her mother's image is completely cultivated and unreal because no one can be Saint Eve. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Except for Grace, and she's boring. Grace is getting so boring.
But you know what? We don't know shit about Grace. We don't know what she did in those first 20 years of her fucking life. We don't know anything about her.
That's true.
She doesn't know anything about herself.
That's true.
We forget. Grace could be anybody.
Mm-hmm.
She could have been a serial killer. She wasn't.
She could have been on Roger's team.
She could have been.
She could speak French and not even know it.
Maybe. She's a Russian sleeper agent. Hilarious. Okay. Well,
she was implanted in the Bennett family to get Hank.
Yeah.
Bring him to justice.
Bring him back to the Kremlin to face his crimes.
Oh my god.
All right. We're good on the post show today.
I think we're good. I don't think there's anything else I feel a dire need to cover.
No, me either. This was cool.
Yeah.
We did it.
Cool.
We're going to keep doing that.
Yeah.
You know what it feels like? And this is weird.
Do it again.
But it feels like we're bumping dicks.
Great.
So it's just weird. I just don't want to touch
made
microphones
it weird
with you.
You made it weird. It didn't have to be weird. You can do elbows.
I don't want us to tap our microphone. Did it hurt you?
I just hit my face.
Oh, I was like, I barely tapped you. Damn.
No, it didn't hurt. I just I sucked my dick.
Whoa. Okay, it's time for bed. It's time for bed. All right. Thank you. As always, thank you for listening and watching the post show. Okay.
We know we
Subscribe
didn't.
to the channel. We gotta have a conversation about what we do on
We
this.
forgot to plan how to end this.
Oh, it's okay.
What did we
It's
do
fine.
last time?
Last time,
We did
didn't we sing Two Hearts? Or was that the first time?
Wasn't last time the first time?
No, last time was the second time.
Oh shit.
The second time is the third time. Baby, I know.
The
Third time is the fourth time.
Oh, I'm already
Uh-oh.
wrong.
The fourth time is the
fifth time.
There you go. Whatever. The first cut is the deepest. All right. This has gone on too long, and this is the end. Goodbye.